Hi, I'm Anne from Game Like a Mother. I specialize in games that can be played in 20 minutes or less, and these are my 5 games I've selected for a quiet, mellow game night with kids. These games are all geared for ages 4 to 8, and they all have fun themes that kids love, but there's no speed involved. There's minimal memory or math skills required for tired adults playing these games. And I have them listed in the description of the video along with a timestamp if you want to skip to a particular one. So let's get started. First up, we have Hiss. This is a family favorite. We've played this so much, and the goal of the game is you have all of these tiles with parts of a snake on them. You can either have the head, the body, or the tail, and you're trying to, each person plays their tile pieces out to the center, and you work together to make a completed snake, and then whoever plays the final tile that completes that snake gets to collect it. And whoever has completed the most snakes and won the most tile pieces by doing so wins the game. I love this game for a quiet, mellow game night because, one, both boys and girls seem to like this game equally. So if you're playing this with a couple kids and you have a little boy and a little girl who might not always agree on a game, everyone seems to really like this one. I like this game because setup is minimal to non-existent. It's just a bunch of tiles. You dump them out, shuffle them around a little bit on your table, wherever you're playing, and make sure they're face down, and then you can go. Easy. I love that. Cleanup, same thing. You just toss them back in the box. That matters a lot when I'm tired and a child wants to play a game with me and I have to pick something that we're going to play. My one complaint about this game is that it can be difficult to strategically lose on purpose as the adult playing because sometimes you just happen to pull out the right tile and it completes the snake and you're like, oh, I just got this super jumbo snake and so it looks like I'm going to end up winning this one. But the game is quick. As long as kids get a few snakes, they seem to be pretty happy, and it doesn't matter as much if they actually won the most tiles or not. And because it is so quick, it's not too bad to play another round or two until the small child gets to win a game and then be done. But the pieces are really cute. There are some rainbow wild pieces. Everything's very colorful. It's snakes, but it's cute. So I love the theme. I love the game. This has gotten a ton of gameplay in our house. Next up, we have Dragomino. This is a game in which you have domino pieces, but they have terrain on them instead of numbers. And you're trying to lay out matching terrain, and whenever you get a spot that matches, you get to collect a baby dragon egg, and then you flip it over. And if there's a baby dragon in it, you get a point at the end of the game. And if it's empty, then it's not worth any points. But you get a mama dragon piece and you get to select your domino first the next time. So hats off to whoever came up with that element of the game because that has done wonders to help whenever I play with a small child who's really upset that they didn't get a point, they didn't get a cute dragon, but they get to go first next time and the mama dragon's worth a point at the end of the game. So it really helps. I love this game because it is very mellow. It's dominoes, but with dragons. That's perfect for just a mellow, easy game night. And it serves as an introduction to the world of King Domino games, which are all fabulous and are just favorites in this house. There aren't a lot of kind of different domino style games out there, so they're very much in a genre of their own, and we're big fans. But this one, again, boys and girls both seem to love the cute little dragon eggs, and the baby dragons are super cute. And the math at the end is you just count up the number of baby dragons on your board. And every time I've played this with my son, especially when he was younger and he wanted to count up my score for me. So if you're just a little tired and okay, I'm trying to match things. Yes, this is very nice, honey. We're playing a game. You don't even have to count up your score at the end because probably the small child will do it for you. So easy peasy, super fun. And again, just tiles that you're pulling out. You do have to set up the baby dragon eggs, but usually this game is such a hit in our house. You have an overly enthusiastic small child who will do everything for you. They are fully capable of setting up this game on their own and even putting it away. So you should be able to sit back and relax and just let them take care of things while you play a game with them. Next, we have Catan Junior, which is a kid version of Settlers of Catan, and it's pirate themed. And the goal of the game is to be the first to have built all of your pirate lairs on the board. I love this game for just an easy mellow game night because there's a little bit of setup, but a child ages 6 and up can easily set it all up for you. It's not anything tricky, especially if they played a few times. And then you roll 1 die. This is the only game on this list where you actually have to roll a die, but there aren't a lot of heavy decisions that you have to make. You collect your resources. You maybe build a pirate ship or purchase a parrot card, but all of the decision making is pretty mellow and easy, and it's fun and engaging to play the game, and you just keep on going until the end. Is very clear when it's the end. So this is a nice, like, I could get this out on any evening, and it's interesting without being requiring a lot of energy, and little kids love it. And they changed a few of the elements, so unlike regular Settlers, where the thief would steal resources from other players, there's a ghost pirate who goes to different, that you move to the different islands whenever you roll a 6. And then you get to take a couple of resources from the resource pool, but you aren't actually stealing from any of your opponents. And just that alone makes this, I really prefer playing this to traditional Settlers of Catan with my children, because that just mitigates the level of angst that can happen in this game. So it's just happy, making easy decisions, all of the fun of Settlers, but in much less time and with very, very little angst. Next up, we have Tacocat, spelled backwards. This is by the creators of Exploding Kittens. They have a whole bunch of games that are pretty much all geared for ages 7 and up, and kids go nuts over these games. Many of them are pretty active. Think like Throw Burrito, active game for a more active game night. This one I love because it's basically a strategic war. It's just a little card game, but there's enough going on that it's interesting. It's mellow enough that I'm happy to play it pretty much any evening. It's a fun little game. I also like the box is the game board. So you just open it up. That's the game board. You shuffle up the deck of cards and you're ready to go. And the way the game works is you're trying to battle cards against each other and try to end up with the lowest card at the end of a round, which can be a little tricky, and you have some opportunities for strategy. You look at your hand, and then depending on where you are along the board, you can discard a certain number of cards and draw new ones to try to help out your hand. There's a dueling process at the beginning of each round where you play cards out against each other to establish who gets to attack first. And then when you're playing, you get to, the person who's attacking plays a card out, and then the other person has to either be able to match that card or beat it, or they have to get rid of their lowest card in their hand and discard that with the other person's card and keep on going. So it's really easy to figure out the basics of how to play, but there's a little more here than just regular war. They also have jumbo attacks, and you've played a bit. You can play multiple cards out. You can play cards in sequence. So there's a little bit more going on, and I've played a lot of the Exploding Kittens games, and this is my favorite. I highly recommend. And finally, we have Sleeping Queens. I don't know how many kids have told me that this is their favorite game. It seems to appeal to both boys and girls alike, even though it's Sleeping Queens is the name. The goal of the game is to be the first to collect either a certain point value of queens or a certain number value of queens, and it varies depending on how many people you're playing with. And the game, you have 12 queens face down in front of you in the middle of the board. the queen cards. And then you have a hand of cards that you deal out to the players. And there's a bunch of specialty cards in the deck that allow you to do special things. If you get a king card, if you play that, you can pick one of the queen cards that are out on the board. If you play a knight card, you can steal someone else's queen card that they have collected face up in front of them, unless they have a dragon card and they can play that and block you. There are sleeping potion cards that you can play to send someone's queen back to sleep in the middle of the board, so they just join the face down queens in the middle again. But you can block that too if you have a magic wand card. And then there's even a jester, which kind of works as a chance card. There's also a bunch of number cards, and those don't really help you, but if you have enough in your hand, you can make a simple math problem from them and discard. You can discard like 2, 3, and 5, because 2 plus 3 equals 5, and you discard those and then get to draw 3 new cards, and hopefully you get a specialty card. So it's a great little game because it feels like a lot is going on, and it's really exciting when you get to the specialty cards, but there's not a lot of tough decision making happening. If somebody plays a knight card against you, if you have a dragon card, you're going to play it. It's not like, what would be my best strategic decision here? It's great for early math skills for little kids, but it's not anything where they're really having to push themselves and figure out anything too complicated. So you can just sit there. They can figure out, 1 plus 3 equals 4 all on their own generally, and it's a great exercise for them. So it's just a sweet, fun little game, and it is a classic. It's been around for a little while, but it's one of those ones that you get and your kids will play it for years, and it's good for a wide range of kids. It's ages 8 and up, but kids that are ages 5 or so can pretty easily play with minimal help. So it's just slam dunk game, nothing too crazy going on, a perfect hit for a quiet winter evening. So that's it for my quiet, mellow game night with kids list. Honorable mention goes out to Uno Flip. They added a few specialty cards that add fun and interest to the game without adding complexity, which is pretty great. So hopefully you found a game you're excited to try out from this list, and thank you so much. I'll see you next time from Game Like a Mother.